My name's Michael Milinek. I'm an operations manager for Qpharma. Qpharma is a company that works in the life science industry. So a lot of our clients are manufacturers of medical devices, medical drugs, etc. I'm actually under the PDMA services, which is Prescription Drug Marketing Act. We do a lot of manufacturer support type initiatives. One of those being call center, alternative sampling, patient assistance programs, stuff like that. Part of why I was brought on board to Qpharma was to spec out a new phone system. It was an initiative that we wanted to do because we actually support sample accountability services, which are actually supporting pharmaceutical reps out in the field sampling product or medical drug controlled products, etc. We also wanted to expand our services, and we needed to bridge the gap from our existing system. In that process, we actually looked at 3 different vendors, and at the end of the day, we chose to go with Callfinity, and we purchased the Context IP solution. So what I like best about the Context IP is a few things. One, when we were looking at these different products, a lot of the competitors had the same features, but hardware, a lot of hardware. And our company is privately owned, so we have an infrastructure, a small IT support staff, so we had to really take concern of finding a system that could do everything we wanted it to do, and also be less of a burden to maintain. So when we looked at these solutions, the Callfinity IP solution that we went with was one server that did pretty much everything we needed to. Context IP had the IVR, the automatic call distribution, call recording, which was a big part of our quality control, and we're also a regulatory compliant company, or compliance company, so it was a big deal for us to have that. We also like the fact that we do a lot of sampling programs, telesampling programs, where we'll call out to physicians. So that was very important to have a tool that we could keep track of the records that we actually load into our system, make outbound calls, and report back to our clients the engagements that we had with them. After dealing with Callfinity, I would strongly recommend their service and their solution to anybody I would come into contact with in any different industry. This has been by far one of the easiest programs in software and hardware to work with. Again, my background is more operational, so I'm not IT, but when I get in touch with a client that needs a certain solution brought to the table, and it deals with call center, it's relatively easy to put in place. I have an interface that I go to, I hit some buttons here and there, and more or less I give it a test run and it's all set up. It's really that simple. Everything can be done by the end user. Callfinity actually is a good, I wouldn't consider them our vendor at this point in time, because we've been through, the setup took about a month, and through there we were monitoring our system. Now it's been over a year. I would consider them more a partner than a vendor. Anytime that I get word from a client that we need to do something, and there might be something that I need to check up on what the best way is to implement this, I just call them and they're available pretty much 24/7. I mean, I've been on calls with your support team at 11 o'clock at night if I needed to make sure that the program that we're kicking off the next day goes off without a hitch, and they're there. In doing our due diligence and checking out the actual vendors to who we were going to choose for the call center system that we're putting in, I found it odd at first that when I asked for references, Callfinity was more than happy to give them to me. And then when I actually called them, I got in touch with people. They had nothing but good things to say. They didn't purchase the entire Context IP solution like we did, but they had different services, and from those services, they actually loved it. And what I found really odd at the time was I left messages for maybe 3 of them, and all 3 called me back because they wanted to share their experience with me. And I didn't know at that point, again, because I was a new customer, or potentially new customer, how how real that was, or if it was being staged. But I am a believer.